Welcome to my journey to the 2013 Worlds. I'm PGA teaching professional Erik Jones, and in 2013 I'll be going back to the World Long Drive Championship to defend my title. Now, I've put in a number of practice sessions, already tested a whole bunch of clubs. In my last practice session, I started to work on baseline fundamentals. I worked on ball position, I worked on tee height, and today what I'm going to be working on is a little bit more fundamentals. I still have about 10 days before I get to the regionals, so I have a little bit of time to make sure that my fundamentals are correct. Now, I'm not going to be working very much on my swing. I don't have time in 10 days to do anything different about my swing. What I can do though is I can work on my setup. Those are things that I have control over. There's things that I do before I hit the golf ball, so I have plenty of time to make sure that those are ingrained into my pre-shot routine. So today I'm going to be working on some things that I noticed as a result of some of the club testing that I was doing, as well as some of the baseline fundamental work that I was doing in my last video. So I'm going to be working on two things in this video. The first one is going to be alignment, which means specifically in my case body alignment. What I noticed in my last couple of training sessions was that my body has a tendency to swing a little bit to the left, and I want to make sure that my body is aligned correctly to my target. The second thing that I'm going to be working on is posture. Cannot overemphasize how important posture is, and specifically having a tall, long spine when you're in the address position, never being in a round position. So my tendency for me, because I know my habits over time, is I love to be in my address position and be really round. It's nice and comfortable, so I have to just force myself all the time to make sure that my back is nice and straight so I can maximize my shoulder rotation. So those are the two things that I'm going to work on, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more specifically about what I do and why I'm doing it and how I'm going to practice those, because for the most part they're just set up. So here's what we're going to do. In every shot that I hit, I always walk back behind the line, I stand behind my golf ball, and I get my target. Now at the far end of the range I have a target that's about as wide as the Remax balloon, and the shot that I'm envisioning is a shot that starts at the right edge of the balloon and hooks back a little bit to the left about 10 yards, and I have a nice little draw going into the grid. So I always stand directly behind my golf ball and get my line. Now, when I walk up and do my pre-shot routine and get into my position, what I do is a number of things to make sure that my alignment and posture are in really good shape. But I've been noticing that I make a little mistake that I see a lot by golfers, and that is when I take a look at my target, I'm tending to turn my body just a little bit and open up my body just a little bit to the left, and I'm not making 100% recorrection as I go back to my ball. As a result, when I'm standing at address, my body is slightly open. I see this a lot, and I want to make sure that I don't do that when I'm on the tee, because I'm either going to push the ball to the right or hit a fade. So in other words, what I'm doing is, in my address position, I get up, I look at the target, I might start square, because that's part of my pre-shot routine. I might start square, but as I look, my body has a tendency to swing a little bit to the left, and hopefully you can see my shoulders just open up. They're no longer pointed at the target, which is over this direction. I'm here, and then when I come back, I don't necessarily correct. So at address, my shoulders are aimed off to the left. Now the big problem for me is my shoulders get to be pretty straight, but it's my hips that actually wind up off to the left, and I want to make sure that my hips are straight or lined straight to my target. So what I have to do is put an extra step in my pre-shot routine so that that takes care of itself by itself, and I do that automatically. So as I refine my pre-shot routine for this year's competition, that'll be one of the things that I work on. So here's my process. I step back again behind the ball, get up, get ready to hit. I come in, I always do the same thing, feet together to make sure my alignment and my body is square, toe out, get myself in position. I stand up to get my posture, I take a look, I look at my target. Now I just felt my shoulders swing a little bit to the left. So I'm going to go back, make sure that my shoulders are square. This time what I'm going to do is, when I look, I'm only going to move my chin and make sure that my body doesn't move and swing to the left. So again, as I step out and step in, into my position, feet together, get my body nice and square, only rotate the chin. Now I'm going to put one more move in here because my hips can still have a tendency to slide a little to the left. So what I'm going to do while I'm looking at my target, this is key, while I'm looking at my target, what I'm going to do is I'm going to align my body and just feel like my whole left side is aimed at the target. So you have to do that while you're looking at the target. This is not a purely mechanical move where I just try to square up my hips, because then I'm not aiming at anything. The key in making the ball go where you want it to go is aiming. And in this case, I'm actually going to aim the whole left side of my body at my target. So let's see what that looks like in the preparation, in the routine. Again, I'm coming up. I'm gonna get my eyes on the target. I come square, take my stance, I set up, I'm back down, swivel just my chin. Now I'm looking right at my target, and I'm just gonna make a very slight adjustment with my hip and just feel like I'm either aiming my pocket or just my whole left side is just aimed very slightly to the target. It's not a very big shift, but it does square up my body and makes me feel really strong and in a really good position so that I feel like I'm really moving with the whole left side towards the target. Let's do it one more time and then we're gonna hit a ball. Back again. You notice every time I hit a golf ball, even if I'm working on a setup or a change, I'm walking back behind the ball and getting my target. Back down, long look at my target, very slight shift, and my swing. And as I would hope, right at the target. By doing that and aligning my body to the left and feeling the target with my left side, what that allows me to do is as I start the downswing, I actually feel like my whole body starts moving directly towards the target. So it's another aiming device, and I don't have to worry about where my ball is going to go because my body's actually going to get it there. Okay, in the next video, in my next Journey to the Worlds video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about posture and what I'm doing to think in terms of long spine. See you there.